You're on a panel for Mayoral Accountability for School Success, one of three. What does this group do? I assume you're going to be lobbying the legislature. And has mayoral control really worked, or is the jury still out?
Well, yes, and we were called MASS, but now we call ourselves Learn New York. I think it's a much better and simpler way for people to identify with us. The point of this is that we think, and I personally believe that in the end, education is all about accountability. And I lived under the old system. Now, I've been at the same job for 25 years, and people don't realize that. Same job for 25 years in New York City. And I knew a lot of the chancellors, and they were really terrific people. You talk about Cortines, Fernandez, Chancellor Green, wonderful. None of them could make anything happen in New York City. Why? Because there was a system that was so hard to get someone accountable that everybody could say, oh, no, it's not me, it's this one, or go to the board, or go to your local board, or go to the mayor. And you sit there, and I'm watching these kids in Harlem. I'm just watching. We were as bad as Detroit then. Our numbers were that bad. And so when we finally got mayoral control in 2002, and Speaker Silver and the Assembly and the Senate got together and passed this law that said finally one person is going to be held responsible. To me, you know what? We know who's filled in these schools, Dominic. They're mostly poor black and brown children, right? Who cares about them? Well, I think the mayor ought to care about them because the future of this city rests on these kids getting an education. And if this is not number one on the mayor's list, then we ought to throw the bum out. That's my theory. If that person, I don't care who's mayor, if they're not going to take on public education and have to deal with the numbers, you know, every night when my test scores come out, I'm up all night, I can't sleep. Oh God, let those test scores, those kids, they better learn, they better perform, because I know I'm in the papers, and these kids got, why shouldn't the mayor be thinking about the kids of New York City the same way? I think accountability is where this thing is at, and it starts at the top. And if the schools are lousy, then blame the mayor, right? And if the schools are good, then praise the mayor. And that's where I think the buck should stop, and that's what we're going to do to make sure accountability stays with the mayor in New York City.